about your uncle, but at least he's in a better place now. I mean, I wouldn't exactly call the ground a better place.
I'm a big fan of this page, and praise Klamadrop. I really do think you guys should go follow the page. But this is the side of atheism that I think gives us all a really bad name. I think, of course, it is frustrating when you've just lost somebody and you're grieving and you're going through all of that, and then somebody wants to come up and give you religious stuff. That's totally understandable that you'd be like, oh my God, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. But on the other side of that, we have to be understanding that people don't necessarily know that that's how you feel about things. And it's a very common thing to say, you know, your loved one's in a better place and, you know, going to heaven and all that kind of stuff. So while I'm not discounting the frustration of being in that situation, or even in a much lower stakes situation, and someone saying, God will, you know, figure it out, or just pray, you need Jesus, or any of those things that are, again, really frustrating to hear, all it really does is show the false caricature and stereotype that atheists are angry people that are always just looking to fight about religion. I think if you're at your uncle's funeral and somebody comes up to you and says that they're in a better place, even though you don't believe that, the sentiment that is being expressed is, I'm sorry that you're feeling like this and I would like you to feel better. Should that mean that we shouldn't try to bring awareness to the fact that people like us may not receive that in the way that it's intended? Of course not. But in that moment, is that really the time to have a religious debate? Stands to reason for me that if in those situations we can be the ones that have grace and understand, okay, I'm a little frustrated that that is the way that you've chosen to express this, but I understand what you are trying to express and I appreciate that you're trying to express that. Then later, when we're talking about, hey, when people say you know your loved one's in a better place, that doesn't actually make us feel better, so that the next time we or somebody else is in that situation, that Christian can think, oh, maybe there's a better way to say this to this person. We are past the days where Christianity is this looming thing over everything in society, and I think that a lot of us who are atheists don't necessarily take a step back and look at the progress that we have had. Now, as an atheist who leans a little bit more to the right in terms of politics, there's definitely a lot that needs to be understood about where Christians are coming from. I just went to DebateCon, and all of the atheists that debated Christians did really, really, really bad. And it's not because they didn't know apologetics or the Bible or any of these things. It's because Christians have learned to switch their perspective to, this is true, let's debate that God exists, and all that stuff, to Christianity is better for society than secular humanism. And of course, that's a whole other discussion, but I actually agree with the Christians for the fact that secular humanism tells you what is right, but doesn't give people who don't care about doing right a reason to do the right thing, whereas religion absolutely does do that, even though it is not true. So my bottom line here is maybe it would behoove atheists in general to try to meet Christians and other religious people halfway, especially in those moments when they are trying to be nice, when they're not trying to say, you're a bad person, you're a heathen, you're going to hell, when they're like, yeah, in those, go full bore. But when they're trying to be nice, let's give them a little grace and realize that they don't understand the plight that we have with these words and ideas because they're very positive in their minds. And if we are able to do that, we'll be better able to communicate with these people, and then on a larger level, our worldview is going to be much easier for them to receive, whether not saying that they're going to believe it, or accept that it's the truth or anything like that, but just be able to understand, oh, okay, you're not some dirty heathen, you just think this way, you just have a different way of approaching morality and whatever the case may be. And I don't want to pick on this creator specifically, because I do think the Klombadrop videos are an amazing way to do exactly what I'm just talking about, and demonstrating to the religious people how agnostic and atheist people see religion and see religion in society. So again, go follow him. He does amazing videos, but just it's a very common thing for atheists to get mad when a Christian will say God loves you, or family is in a better place, or all these platitudes. And yeah, they're annoying platitudes, but it's up to us to put those people in a position to understand why we don't like them. Otherwise, all that's happened is, from the Christian's perspective, is, oh, I just went to this person's funeral, their uncle died, and I was trying to be nice, and they want to have a religious debate about it. Who would want to listen to that person? In the same way that we, for so long, have been begging Christians and other religious people to look at atheists as just people, we also have to do the same thing. We are past the days where it is good for the movement to be talking about, oh, a sky daddy, oh, a sky daddy. That's not what most Christians believe in, and so to use that rhetoric only lessens the view of all atheists in their mind, and I think this might be an example of doing the same thing. So let me know what you guys think, because this is not about giving grace to the Christian because we care about the Christian. Not that we don't, but that's not the reason. The reason is so that our message can be better understood.